Ableton Live 10 finally releases, Roland puts out a major firmware update for their DJ controllers, and Red Bull 3Style crowns their 2018 World Champion. Find out more coming up. Thank you for watching PDot TV, where you'll find tips, tricks, and tutorials for DJs and music performers. Now let's get into the video. So after the rumors, then the leaks, then the beta period, Ableton Live 10 has finally been released. Now, I've covered the different changes and updates with Ableton Live 10 in the past, and I am still most interested in all the little small workflow changes that should speed up everyone's workflow. So if you are an owner of Ableton Live and you haven't made the jump yet to Ableton Live 10, you better get on it, because these tweaks will definitely speed up your workflow, as well as the new instruments and new effects as well. It's definitely worth the upgrade and the update. And once I get the update and upgrade, I'll be sure to cover it in detail once I get my hands on it, and as well as I spend some time on it to really understand all the tweaks and all the differences between Ableton Live 9 and the newest version, Ableton Live 10. Roland's line of Serato DJ controllers that released last year have been hailed as some of the best performing controllers on the market, as far as the platter goes, as far as the responsiveness, as well as the addition of the TR8 drum machine on the actual piece of hardware itself. Now, they've updated the firmware with these new controllers, and it's a major update. First of all, they've updated the actual TR8 section for the 505 and the 808 to now include the 606 drum machine and the 707 as well. That gives you a total of 12 different banks of drums, up from the original 8 banks that came with the actual release of the hardware. Now, these aren't samples, these are actually modeled sounds, much like they had with the IRA range, which Roland put out a few years ago with their TR8, and now even their newer pieces. So these are higher quality sounds that you're getting on these machines, and they're very tweakable and they sound great. If you've ever heard any of the TR8 sounds in person and the ability to tweak them and really dial in what you want, you know you're getting the highest quality sounds and representations of these classic drum machines on the market. Now, the TRS on the 505 and 808 is also getting a master effect as well. So now you have the ability to add a compressor or even a driver distortion to the actual TRS drum machine as part of the DJ controller from Roland. So this gives the ability to give your drums and drum patterns a little more extra oomph and a little bit more punchiness when throwing it in the mix with the other decks that you have on the actual controller itself. Now, on the DJ 808, not the 505 or the 202, you now get added channel effects as well. So now you have a delay, a phaser, a new noise, and a bit crusher as well. So having these per channel, not only just for the actual Serato decks, but because the 808 is its own actual audio mixer as well, you can plug in different inputs and still run these channel effects that have been added via firmware to whatever source that you plug into this 808 controller. And another cool feature that they've added is the ability to tweak the settings within the 505 or the 808 as well. So one of the number one reasons to get these Roland controllers from the turntablist side of things is that these jog wheels are some of the most responsive on the market, if not the most responsive. But for some, they might be too sensitive. So now Roland has added the ability to tweak stuff like that, the sensitivity of the jog, so you can really dial it in and make it feel more like your controller and what you're looking for as far as functionality and responsiveness from your actual hardware unit. There's quite a few more tweaks as well, so I'll go ahead and link down an article below that describes everything that's been added with this version 1.10 update. So if you do own a DJ 505, 202, or 808, you should definitely update and upgrade and get all these new features. And finally, a huge congratulations goes out to Italy's DJ Damianito. He's won the Red Bull 3Style World Finals for 2018. And he did all of this from the wildcard slot, which means is he was actually eliminated earlier during the preliminary rounds leading up to the World Finals this past weekend. So to get that slot, that wildcard slot, which was actually voted on from the past champions, which is different from the past years where they would have the actual judges judge who would be taking those wildcard slots, Red Bull has now changed it up and switched to having the past champions of all the other Red Bull 3 styles pick who gets these 2 wildcard slots. And now the newest world champion has come from one of those. Damianito's set was really creative and even included a whole section using a talk box, which is something that I really haven't seen in Red Bull 3Styles World Finals yet. And one thing that I will say is that the world champion set did not include tone play at all. And that's a big shift from world finals sets in the past, all the way back to Four Colors Zach, who took it home for the US, using tone playing, really revolutionizing, how DJs use cue points and mixed in other songs and getting real creative with it. Over the past few years, it's been tried over and over again, and people have been doing it to death, throwing things in out of key and just kind of making a mess of something that was really creative in the past, but just really got, ran into the ground. So it's nice to see a shift from something that's been done over and over again to something more creative and more performance-based, like we've seen with the talkbox usage in this World Championship winning set. We also saw bits of this and kind of a more performance element in the past winner DJ Bytes set from a few years ago as well, where he used, instead of using tone play for cue points, he actually used Serato's sampler to actually drum out different percussion sections in his set. And it's really cool to see the evolution of these 3Style sets from being mostly just straight up DMC style turntablism, party rocking, to more performance based. It's really cool to see how creative these DJs can get, especially as technology progresses and allows us DJs to do more and more with the software and with the music. See how they can take this to the next level and really elevate the whole game, and see different ways that different people would mix and blend music. It's so crazy to me that things that I would never think of doing, such as using a talkbox in a World Championship DJ set, just comes out on point and ends up being one of the contributing factors why he's taking home the Red Bull 3Style World Championship. So that's it for the news this week. So question of the day, who do you think should have won the 3Style World Championship? Go ahead and leave that down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And as always, if you found this video useful, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, go ahead and click right here to subscribe to this channel. Or if you'd like to watch more content, go ahead and click on that video right there. And thank you for watching PDot TV, where you'll find tips, tricks, and tutorials for DJs and music performers. See you next time.